Hello guys, hello my jammies. Welcome to those of you who are new. Shout out to all of my new subscribers, so glad you're here. So today we're going to be talking about the feminine voice and how to make your voice more feminine for seductive purposes. And I'm really excited about this topic. Truth of the matter is, I've had this outline, or the outline to this video, written out for the past 3 months, and I just haven't had time to do it. And I received a suggestion from one of my subscribers by the name of Katarina, and she actually complimented me on my voice and said that I should make a video on how to have a calming voice like mine. And thank you for the compliment, first of all. And secondly, it's so funny because a month prior to her comment, I had this whole script written out. I just wanted to get my other topics out, and then the holidays happened. I was a bit under the weather, I think, back then, and my voice wasn't at 100%. It still isn't, but if I don't do this now, then it's just going to keep getting pushed back. So I'm really excited to do this today. This is something that is super close to my heart. And so we're going to be talking about how to use your voice to seduce, how to make it more seductive, more alluring, for if you're in a position where you would like to just have a better voice, a voice that you're more comfortable with, or if you're looking to seduce a man. So yeah, I do have some opening thoughts I'd like to share with you guys before we dive right in to this very informative video. So, your voice, ladies, your voice is extremely powerful. It's an important instrument in regards to your seductiveness, your sexuality. So when we think of seduction, we should really consider the fact that we can seduce all 5 senses. When we're looking to seduce someone, we have to consider the 5 senses, which are sight, touch, smell, taste, and sound. So yes, having a great cologne is wonderful, or a great perfume, eau de parfum, is great. It's needed, necessary in my opinion, but what you look like matters. How you feel matters if if you've got to that point, if you've reached that level of comfortability with the person that you're trying to seduce. Yes, the softness of your skin, it does matter. How you smell, we already covered that. Taste and sound, right? So we're going to be focused on sound and this wonderful gift that all women have been given, where we can just use it to get whatever results we're looking for. And you don't have to take off your clothes, you do not have to strip, gyrate, or anything, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but you want to have a feminine, classy approach to seduction. You don't want to be perceived as easy, cheap, all of those things, low vibrational, right? So you can use it if you're in your up-level journey, which I'm sure you are, which is why you're here. If you're looking to have an up-leveled life, a more quality life, more quality choices in men, you can use your voice to gain power and favor amongst powerful and influential people. Another thing to keep in mind is you want to practice how you sound, like practice speaking. A good way to practice is you can record yourself on your phone, record yourself speaking, and listen back to it and edit your voice to your liking, right? So some of us don't like our voices, you know, like I know so many people, I was one of them, who used to kind of like shy away from being recorded or listening back to recorded recordings of me doing a speech, for example, or speaking in class or whatever. And this was like years and years ago, like as a young, as I think teenager. I just didn't like how my voice sounded. And I always had an eloquent voice, you know, like I was always taught to speak properly, speak proper English, use appropriate grammar and all of those things. But I wasn't really happy with how my voice sounded at a certain point. And I know a huge turning point for me was, I think back in like 2016, I had this office job where I would just like leave voicemails. Basically, that was a small part of what I used to do. I would leave voice messages on patients' phones. So this one particular time, I decided to listen back to the voicemail that I had just left. And I was like, I don't like my voice. You know, it was a bit deeper than what I had imagined it to be. And ever since then, I've just been more hyper fixated on making my voice more alluring and more captivating for me, because I wasn't comfortable with how I sounded. And I probably sounded fine. It's just in my head. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if in our heads we sound differently. And then when someone records us speaking, we sound different. And some people, a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. So I don't think that anyone should be uncomfortable with their voice. I think it makes a difference to like your voice, to enjoy how you sound when you're expressing yourself, because it makes you more comfortable with doing so. Then you're not going to be self-conscious about sharing your opinion in group settings or at work, because you know you have a great voice, a great speaking voice, and that's an incredible power to have as a woman, especially in the work that I do now. And the people that I speak with every day I'm at work, I get a compliment on my voice. And it doesn't matter if I'm under the weather. Like this week I was under the weather and I was getting compliments on my voice, and I was like, I'm so nasally and kind of stuffy, but okay, thanks. I often get compliments on my professionalism, how I speak, which pretty much how I speak on camera is how I speak at work and how I speak all the time. I never deviate from this voice that I've created because it works for me. And it's funny, like how I sound in my head right now, when I watch this video back when I'm editing it, that's exactly how I'm going to sound. So, you know, I feel a lot better about my voice, and I want you ladies to embody that, especially when you ladies are leveling up and things like that. So I think I've talked enough about that. Let's get right into this video. This is going to be extremely informative, so make sure you're taking notes. And most importantly, as you take notes, after this video ends and we part ways, make sure you're applying these tactics to your voice so that you can improve your voice and be more confident with it. So let's get right into it. So let's talk about how to make your voice more feminine for seductive purposes, right? We're making our voices more alluring and captivating. So yeah, the first thing you want to do, or that you can do, is add a small amount of vocal fry or raspiness to your voice. I mean, we're talking like 2% here, right? Just 2%. Just 2%. This adds character to your voice. It makes it more unique and memorable. The next point that we have here is you can moan while you're speaking. Again, lead with being subtle with this. You don't want to come off as a prawn star, right? You don't want to come off as like cheap, tacky, and whatever, and just like kind of like, why is she moaning, you know? The moans should be very subtle, where like no one really notices. Moaning really strikes a carnal chord with men especially. So remember, ladies, be subtle. But when you're laughing or when your vocal cords are open, it's good to just add a little moan in there. Yeah. Or, you know, certain words you can comfortably add a moan. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think it can sound quite sultry and seductive. Number 3, it's important to heighten the pitch of your voice. So if we reference The Office job story that I just revealed to you guys. That day I realized the true pitch of my voice and how it comes across certain media, and I didn't like it. So I always keep in mind that I need to heighten my voice, and it's important to identify if you have a very low voice or if it tends to naturally be low. Nothing wrong with that. There are some women who have like really low voices and it's so seductive and so sexy. But typically, if you're looking to make your voice more feminine, you have to heighten the pitch to a comfortable area. You don't want to come across as almost like sarcastic with your voice because it's so unnaturally high. But yeah, keep that in mind to heighten the pitch of your voice, especially when you're angry. So some of us, when we get angry, we kind of go low. We go low, and instead of saying, oh, what do you mean by that? You know, if someone says something condescending to us, for example, we kind of go like, what do you mean by that? And that can be like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with either one, honestly. But if you're looking to have a more feminine voice, which is the purpose of this video, you want to heighten it even when you are angry, even in instances of anger or conflict or confrontation. Heighten it, and it really helps you get your point across. Typically, people are more responsive to a higher pitched voice, men and women. We don't want whatever we're saying in intense moments to be lost in translation. So a good way to make sure that people understand what we're saying is to just heighten our voice. Number 4, you have to pace yourself when speaking. Keep in mind that you are hypnotizing your target. Make them hang on to your every word, enunciate your words properly, take pauses, and try to have a rhythmic flow to your voice, right? You can take pauses after you say something significant, for example, and kind of draw out certain words that you want them to remember. Just develop your own style of speaking, but I think that it's best to make sure that what you're saying is to be remembered, and a great way to do that is to slow down, right? Especially if you're trying to seduce someone, you should be speaking very slowly and, you know, all of those things. The next step, number 5, is you want to maintain a good mixture of intense eye contact and bashful energy. So you can apply something that I like to call bowing eye contact. I coined that, so you're not going to be able to Google that or find that anywhere. This is when you place your chin down. You're kind of like chin down as opposed to chin up. Chin up is very much a challenge. It's very masculine. It's proud. You want to show him that, you know, like when you're looking at him, not off to the side like I just did, but that's bowing eye contact. And naturally, when women are attracted to a man, we tend to do that. Subconsciously, we don't even realize we're doing it. But ladies, if you're speaking to an attractive man or someone that's at least intriguing to you, you're never going to have your chin up. It comes off as very masculine. So chin down, which you probably already naturally do, but now you can intentionally do it in the appropriate scenarios when you're trying to seduce someone. It's almost like you're trying to draw him into your eyes, you know, like you're giving more of a view of your eyes. Subconsciously, the message that you're sending to him is, I'm submissive. And we know men love that. So bowing eye contact, okay? And another method you can use in regards to your eyes and your eye placement is the triangle method. And this one I have not coined, so this is something that you can do more research on. But in the triangle method, you're basically making a triangle with the person's eyes and lips with your eyes. So you're going to go, you can do this 2 different ways, right? You can go from left eye to right eye, down to their mouth, back up to the left eye, right? You're just tracing that. It's like you're making a shape with your eyes. Or you can go from We can do the left eye again. Left eye down to the mouth, up to the right eye, you know. So you can do that to kind of send a message that you are ready. You know, like subtle, being subtle is key in regards to femininity in general, but especially when you're looking to seduce or use your voice, you don't want anyone else to really catch on to what you're doing. Yeah, these are great methods to apply. Bowing eye contact and triangle method. Number 6, you want to smile and giggle. Bring soft energy to the interaction. You want to take yourself seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Bring light energy, bring softness to the interaction. It doesn't have to be so intense. There will be intense moments in the interaction with your target, especially if the attraction is shared, but yeah, just take it easy. It's fun. It's all in good fun. So that concludes my list. These are 6 ways that you can make your voice specifically more alluring if you're trying to flirt or be more feminine when you're interacting with anyone. Again, the most important step is to apply these tactics. You have to record yourself. You have to know what you sound like naturally, right? So record yourself speaking about something, use your natural tone, so that will be your baseline. And then from there, when you listen back to it, you'll be able to kind of practice, okay, what does my voice sound like if I heighten it a few octaves, you know, or what if I just heighten it slightly, or if I just slow down and enunciate my words, what does that sound like? And then you can record yourself doing that and have fun with it. You know, it's, I feel, like I said before, I feel very positive and very comfortable with the way I speak and the way I come across. And I often have a positive response, even when I'm not trying, because I've practiced so much to the point where I naturally speak a certain way and people respond to it in a positive manner. So I want the same for you ladies. So I hope these tips were super helpful. If you have any additional tips, you can always leave them in the comments, of course. So that was just a quick video. You'll see you'll see me on the next video, and I hope that you are all well, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.